Assalamu alaikum. My name is Salim Siddiqui, and thanks for watching this continuing series on the hotconflict.com website. We're talking about the unseen world, and we're getting ready to wrap up and go through full disclosure and the ascension of the Prophet Muhammad. And we're wrapping up on the fundamentals of faith, that there is a creator, Lord Most High, one who is higher than all of his creation and has been described as Nurun ala Nur, light of all lights, the source of all that is, the supreme architect of all that is, as my brethren would say. And he has created angels of the light and other beings in other dimensions called the jinn, created of smokeless fire. And there are other humans in other places throughout the universe, and ourselves, sons of Adam, on this planet. And that there are prophets who are divinely inspired and guided to carry out a certain message with books. And all of this is by the plan of your Lord, with heaven and eternal life of punishment and reward for the believers and disbelievers in the plan of your Lord. And we are talking about full disclosure and going right back into the topic where we left off, is that the Prophet and his companions and all those who believed were having a very, very hard time. And they were in the early years of Mecca, and they were shunned from the community, and they were living out in the desert, and the wife of the noble Prophet has passed away. And one of the things that the Prophet is blessed with, that we referred to in the last episode, was the moment of the offering of everything to the Prophet of this world, and the moment where he rejects it, and he becomes the recognized avatar or sunnah or way for all of us. And because of that, he is granted at that moment the honor of ascension. And so we go straight into the ascension of the Prophet. Now, since this whole series has been about the ascension, and most people who are in the light worker community talk about the ascension, I am so surprised, and it is really quite disturbing that most people don't understand and have not reviewed the ascension of the Prophet Muhammad. The Prophet, Subhanalladhi asra bi abdihi min masjid al-harami ila al-masjid al-aqsa, right? That the Prophet went from the noble area, the sacred area, to the furthest mosque, to the other noble temple. Now, where is the other noble mosque or the other noble temple? If you've heard me tell this story, then you should already know the interpretation of that verse. Of course, it is the holy temple of my brother Solomon. And from there, he went up into the heavens. So let's describe the story of the ascension of the Prophet in detail. Now, if you understand some of the details, the Prophet woke up from where he slept in Mecca, correction there, for those of you who have been following along the stories of the prophets, and he went outside his place of sleeping, and there he was greeted by an animal that we call al-Burak, a horse with wings. Jay, there's a little tribute to you, my sis. A horse with wings. Now, this is important because it relates to many of the issues that are going to happen later on, as many people talk about the horsemen and those different color horses and horses that can fly. And so the Prophet rides a white horse, and he travels on this white horse, and this horse travels with the Prophet riding on his back from the distance of one eye span, or the distance of an earth span or an eye span distance, meaning a huge distance. And the Prophet ends in the Temple of Solomon, or the noble Temple of Solomon. And there he ties the animal, and he is greeted inside of the temple by all of the other messengers, all of the other prophets of the light. As we said, the story is about all of the prophets, because one of the misconceptions is that people always try to make Islam separate, not having to do with the last Testament or the early Old Testament or any of the other noble prophets who came before them, that I have recounted you the stories and included all of them. So there the Prophet meets with all of the prophets of the light. And there they all greet and hug each other, as we have discussed, is the way of our people. And there an important event occurs, is that they all perform the prayer of the Muslims, which is 2 circuits of prayer. And the leader amongst them all is the noble messenger Muhammad ibn Abdullah Sayyid al-Mursaleen, meaning the leader in status of all of the messengers. Now, what do I say by leader in status? Leader in status of the role he carried out, but not a superior soul. I feel so shy in saying that, as the light of my prophet is so bright and so shiny that even all of my brethren feel shy not admitting his brightness. Even my father, Adam, admired the brightness of our prophet, sallallahu ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And so we see that the prophet led all of the other messengers of the light, all of them, in the prayer. And after the prayer, he began his own ascension. And we go through the journey of the ascension. On each level, he greets different messengers, including Jesus, son of Mary, John the Baptist, including Adam, including Enoch. We're going to have to do another video about that on Enoch, including Harun, or Aaron and Moses, including at the very highest level, at the 7th heaven. And at each heaven he is greeted by angels who greet him, and he goes on along. And the angel Gabriel accompanies him on this journey and accompanies him up on his ascension. And at the highest level, we know he does what? At the highest level of this universe, there is a Kaba. At the highest dimension of this universe, there is a Kaba, where the angels go in counterclockwise fashion around the house of your Lord. Now, those of you who listen to the stories of truth, you're starting to feel a vibe. I know you're feeling a vibe, because the angels go in counterclockwise fashion, and your prophet goes up to the highest level of the heavens. And there is that feeling there. And there is the lote tree. And at the highest 7th level is our father, Abraham. Peace and blessings be upon our father, Abraham. Sallallahu ala Sayyidina Ibrahim. Wa ala ali Sayyidina Ibrahim. Fil alameen. Peace and blessings be upon our father Ibrahim, and on those who descended of the light from the family of Ibrahim in all the dimensions that exist throughout all of the worlds. Abraham is there leaning up against the Kaba, relaxing in his noble status. There at the noble house that exists in the highest realm, there were the angels. Every day, 70,000 angels of the light get to make the circumnambulation of the holy house. And 70,000 do it, and they leave. And they only get to do it once. So many angels of the light, my brothers and sisters, exist that you are about to see so many things that you can't even imagine, that your journey is about to begin, my brothers and sisters. I'm getting so excited. And after going from the noble house, Angel Gabriel takes him further on, and the lote tree is there, and beyond the tree, the angel Gabriel says to the beloved messenger, now is the chance for you to go a little bit further, where I don't go. You go by yourself. And the noble messenger goes where no one has ever gone before. Where no one has ever gone before. And he goes beyond the shade, beyond the curtain, beyond the veil, as we would say, and crosses and hears from your Lord Most High. Imagine that, my brothers and sisters. And it is at that noble and blessed moment, at the highest levels of the heavens, that the final messenger of your Lord is given the prayer for the first time.